What, where, and when? These are 3 questions that if you're able to get good at answering, you will be able to get to Grandmaster. I'll explain those simple but effective questions in a moment, but first, allow me to introduce myself and this series to any newcomers. Welcome back to my How to Become a Grandmaster Support Player series. I am an Overwatch coach who has worked with players of all roles from Bronze to Top 500, and I just got back from a several month long break from Overwatch. Historically, I have been a high Masters to low Grandmasters player, having been Masters 2 before I ended up taking a break because I wasn't really enjoying the game. Coming back to Overwatch after a few months has me feeling inspired to not only use my background knowledge as a coach to reach Grandmaster again for myself, but to use that knowledge to help others to do the same. All that being said, let's elaborate on those original questions for a sec. The full questions are, what should you do, where should you do it from, and when should you do it? If you're able to consistently and quickly give effective solutions to those questions in game, you will be able to climb to Grandmaster. So here's how you do it. Taking a look at our character for this video, Lucio, let's find what we want to do on the character. Let's see what tools our kit gives us. With slow projectiles and range limited abilities, we're going to want to keep things close range on Lucio, which leads us to our next guideline, where. Our where is just in general whatever range we can be effective. Our final question has the simplest answer, when do we do these things? When is simply just whenever our team is engaged. Overall, it would seem that we should be looking to threaten and control close range angles and use our abilities to enhance our value from there. For general principles of ability usage on Lucio, use Boop to put people in positions that they don't want to be, or to keep them out of positions that they would like to be in. Use your Amp for aggression, either to respond to your own team's aggression, or to respond to the enemy team's aggression. Same thing goes with Beat. Once you have the basics of what, where, and when down, this allows you to get more advanced with the process, generally making the what more complex as you get better at executing your strategy on your characters. Without further ado, it's time to get into some of my own gameplay. Normally, I'd play a game and do some live commentary, but this time I've decided to cut out that portion since it was super difficult to do good live commentary and play well at the same time, so I feel like these videos honestly will be a little bit more valuable if I just play my best and skip to the breakdown, so let me know how the video feels with this change. Alright, it's time for the VOD review portion of this video. So we're going to use the principles that I talked about before of the what, where, and when to determine generally where my Lucio play was good and where I made mistakes and what those mistakes were, right? Because all of your mistakes will tie into the what, where, when principle. So without further ado, let's get going. Take a look at this. It's good, speeding my team out of spawn, trying to get there first. Let's see, we can speed this up a little bit. Now, this position is fine. The idea was fine of going there and booping whatever comes close. It was, however, the win that wasn't fine. My team was most definitely not here yet. I didn't stick back enough and make sure that I wasn't the first one walking out, so you can see the disconnect there with my team on the win. Let's see what I do from here. Good, denying the ram, and that amp was prompted by, I believe, my Ramatra. Used Nemesis mode there. Nice. Alright, so my Ram used Nemesis mode. I think micromanaging, I could have been a little bit more in speed there to help my Ramatra get onto the targets that they wanted to get on. And denying the enemy Ramatra, of course, is really good. My Venture kind of just fed there. Which is fine. It's not on me. Good idea of wanting to boop the Reaper back from the TP. However, the execution wasn't great. But, you know, what and where has looked pretty good, and the win has been a little bit questionable. That's okay. Let's see what I do from here. All right, checking, making sure my team is here, because that was my big mistake the first fight, so that's really good. I already see the adjustment. Hear the Reaper. Go back. Excellent. She did not want to be there, right? She messed up her TP. There, I needed to stick to the wall a little bit more and use a little more selfish healing, because I took a little bit of damage. I took a lot of damage. I ate Sim Orb, I think. Yeah, I ate a Sim Orb, and then the Ramatra angle just kind of killed me there. So not great for me. Needed to play my HP a little bit better, but we do get some trades there, so that's pretty good. Yeah, the what and where when it was relatively fine, except the where wasn't great. Actually, it's a mixture between where and what. I needed to manage my HP a little bit better. But here we cap the point because we get some trades from last fight. And this is good, right? Denying the Symmetra and the Kiriko off angle here, because if I'm not here denying this, right, and this is also in good space for me, right? This where is good, the what is good, the when is good, right? My team is not quite here, but they're almost here. I think I could also be speeding back my Cass here, but that would leave my Kiriko and like leave everyone here really vulnerable to this. So this is important to be denying this as well. Win could be slightly better, but I won't nitpick too much because my Cass is still coming back from spawn, and this is still relatively good as long as I don't take too much damage doing it, because I do have cover. But denying this off angle is great because obviously if I'm not here, they're going to walk in and then they could just kill my Venture or totally force out my Ram. Or they could do a lot from this position essentially, so it's really good that I'm denying it. Let's see, amping speed, looking for a wall to be on there. The boop wasn't great. I needed to boop him away from my team, but he just kind of died to the high noon. I don't think he realized how much damage the window would do. As well as even the positioning here, like making sure that I try and force the Reaper out, and then trying to get beat to everyone. For anyone who doesn't know, there's a little bit of tech with beat where it actually doesn't only go off the moment you cast it. There's about a 1 second grace period where you can still give it to people, so you can like beat behind cover or beat without LOS and still give it to your team. This is good, getting the kill there, trying to deny the Reaper, right? And speeding around my Venture with ult, making sure that we clean things up there. So pretty good. Could be speeding my team back from spawn here, heal my Ram, whatever. Probably should speed back my team though, but that's okay. So far my what, where, and when were relatively good that fight. Well played by me. Let's see. So it looks like I'm checking to mark angles there, right, and support my Venture on the angle. Good. Okay, the Ramatra ended up taking the angle, but the general principle of what I was doing and where I was doing it was good, right? This is a very close range angle. I think I was expecting like maybe a Sim or a Reaper to try and like walk through or take this angle, or somebody. I was expecting somebody. It could have been Kiri, Lucy. It could have been literally anyone, and the Ramatra took the angle, which is fine. Because good close range off angle, I'm meant to be able to live that kind of stuff, and I do end up living it, even though I do definitely get caught off guard here. Now I'm here, I'm amping my speed away from them, or amping my team away from them, sorry. Here I just need to be a little more aggressive with my Ram ult there. Nice, my Ramatra hits a really, really good ult, and I'm there. Could have supported it a little bit better, but overall it was fine. Good stuff. Lived, enabled my team where I could. Positioning was all good. My what, where, when was fine. Let's see. I need to look to deny this Reaper angle. Good, 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 good. Pinging it. I'm marking it. Unfortunate, I don't hit the boop. This is where my what is good, my where is good, and my when is good. I just messed up the mechanics of it, which I guess falls under what a little bit, right? Because now the Reaper, he ends up walking in a little bit more, becoming a little bit more threatening. All right, and then that Kiri isn't isolated. Just if that Kiri is isolated, I could have killed that there. Or she could have died there, but unfortunately I messed that up. Trying to peel it, but let's see. What did happen this fight? It looks like my Venture just died early as well, which is unfortunate. I was already doing something. What I was doing was fine, so honestly won't nitpick it too much. It seems to mostly have just been my Venture messed up there, which is fine. It'll happen sometimes. All right, let's take a look here. Speeding up, let's see. All right, good. Looking to enable, and this is important. This is a really important positional thing here. Looking to take the off angle to recontest here, right? This means I will be taking less spam damage, as well as making sure that my Venture is able to do this. Right now, we can clear the sim turrets easier, and generally just using angles for retaking positioning is really good. This is a good beat. I was in response to aggression from the enemy team. It's fine. No, they're blowing their whole ult bank here. Oh, that Rem was one. I should have finished the kill on the Ramatra. Oh, so many people. Oh, they were all so weak. Honestly, that's just a small mechanical thing. If I just kill the Ram a little bit earlier there, it helps me transition into killing everything earlier there. Honestly, just mechanics. I just needed to like pick targets and go on things and get trades there. So what I did was fine. Where and when was fine, but what I was doing could have been better. And here, it's just trying to stall. Mess up the timing. Unfortunate. Moving on for this next round here. I remember, this game was a few days ago, but I do remember I was AFK for the beginning of this, which is going to come back to bite me a little bit later. And then I'm scrambling, and then I mess up my movement. Oh, that was rough. All right, let's see. Ooh, almost die. Been a great start for me so far. What I'm doing, and where I'm doing it, and when I'm doing it, all good, right? Supporting my Ramatra on the close range angle here, right? Poking out the Reaper. This is all fine. I think another positioning option could be here, but I don't necessarily. Honestly, it could be really good to be here. I could get a lot of value here, denying the Reaper. But I think this isn't necessarily bad. Let's see what I do from here, though. Right, because my Ram wants to engage, so I'm looking to amp speed. Oh, I messed it up. Oh, I could have booped the Symmetra off high ground. That would have been really nice. Oh, this is... Okay, I've just kind of messed up mechanics, but largely my what and where have been fine. Or all the three principles have been fine. And honestly, I'd like to highlight what I did here and just holding the angle, right? I don't necessarily need to move here, right? This is still a really good position for me. My venture is still engaged here, taking a lot of attention. Like, there's still opportunities that are going to be made. I don't necessarily need to back up and go back with my team here, right? You don't always have to be with your team. If you're on a good angle, even if you're not on it with anybody, you can still do a lot on Lucio. Like here, now I go in with my venture, and the Kiriko messes up, and TP's in there, and I'm just here to now support my venture on the angle. Honestly, this is fine. That's unfortunate. I could have been looking to help my Sojourn there. Let's see. This what, where, and when is all fine. Looking to mark the Symmetra. I should be putting a little more attention right side. Because that's very congested space. It's good for me, and they're all there. This is good. Looks like I'm positioning myself to mark the Symmetra angle if she tries to walk through here. Which is really good, as well as I can deny the Ramatra from this position. What, where, and when is all fine here. Great. Just don't respond well to the Symmetra on the off angle. However, this boop was enormous. Right now, his shield and him are not controlling any space whatsoever, and just aren't a threat to my team at all in the slightest. The Symmetra is, but she's at least relatively isolated. So honestly, even though I've kind of messed up here, this isn't entirely awful for my team, and this fight is, in theory, still winnable, because their Lucio isn't doing very much at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, we get the trade on the Reaper, because he's isolated, because the Ramatra was booped onto low ground. And nice. Alright. Good stuff. I should be back. Yes. My what, where, when is pretty good. I just messed up the what a little bit, and... kind of just messed up my mechanics. Again, we're going to just classify mechanical mistakes underneath the what. Mechanics are just, aim, cover usage, like dueling, all that kind of stuff. All the, like, really unconscious stuff that will just come with time. Here, looks like I'm positioning, I think I was ult tracking here, or somebody had called ult. I remember my tank, she was communicating in voice chat. I think my venture was as well. So I think somebody called that there was an ult, and it looks like I was positioned to speed at my team to help disengage that, which is really good. However, this is where I said being AFK at the beginning of the game was going to come back to bite me, because 6% off of beat. Ouch, that really, really hurts right about now when I really want to have beat. So I don't quite get it in time. The idea is fine. And I know why I was panicking and scrambling here, but honestly, I needed to retake this angle here. I got super distracted, but like a boop here could be really, really big. Like I could just boop their entire backline, completely deny their Ram ult, or not completely deny it, but I could deny a ton of value from their team right here with a good boop. So I needed to like play to hold this angle significantly better because it's a really good close range angle. My what and my where was, my where and my when was really good. I just needed to do something a little bit better from this position. Which is unfortunate, because now I get knocked in my back line, I'm not doing a whole lot, and then they kind of just walk over my front line. As well as the reason that I die so fast, and this is a principle that I always cover during my coaching sessions, is that the point is designed to be terrible space, right? Almost all the points in the game are designed to be super open on low ground with high grounds looking down onto them. So if I'm going to push, I should have pushed from up top and then look to take the angle onto their back line rather from pushing from the objective or main. So, messed up that fight. Decent part of it had to do with being AFK at the beginning there. Anyways, my team's kind of dying. I just need to chill, because messing up now would be the win, or going in right now would be messing up the win. I think I was looking to speed boost my venture, but then realized it's venture and they go underground and can't get speed boost. Should be speed here. We're looking to move. Looking to speed my team out. Nice, because they are really close and we can totally catch them off guard right here. fair enough. Somebody's got to do it. Could have been on speed. Nitpicky thing there. Great. This is what, where, when, all good. Yeah, made a lot of sense. And let's see. Looking to support. And this is where you can sacrifice your what a little bit, is when, or sorry, not your what, your where a little bit, is when, like, there's nothing that's particularly good for the range of your character. Sometimes you got to make a bit of a sacrifice, right? So obviously, if I really could pick anything, I would prefer to be like here or like here or something to like you know, or maybe not there. That's a bit of feeding, right? But I'd want to be like here or something, so I could selfishly just like boot people. However, you know, if that's really isolated, and I really could just die here for free. So it's better to just sacrifice it, because this is still relatively close. And it's supporting an off angle, which is really, really good. So being with my Sojourn here is fine. This is where you'll notice that sometimes on Lucio, if there is nothing close range, or not just on Lucio, but on a lot of the supports, or a lot of characters even, if there's nothing that's super good for your range, you might have to make some sacrifices. And that's okay. You know, kind of happens. But as opportunities that are better for your range look to open up, then you need to be looking to take advantage of them. So let's see. All right. A bit better played the second round. All right, so my what and my where look to be fine so far, and my when as well, they look to be fine, right? I'm just taking the close range angle with my venture, backing up, giving the Ramatra respect. However, I think I need to go back. Yeah, I need to go back here. I could get a lot of value here. Booping the Ramatra, I could look to go over here. This would be really risky, but booping him in, it'd be high risk, high reward. Or just look to simply sit here and kind of like shoot things, and just generally this angle could be really good for me. However, what I'm doing isn't bad. Like, you know, if the Symmetra were to look to walk forward here onto my Sojourn, then it'd be really important to be here to deny that as well. So honestly, that's fine. As well as it looked like there was a bit of disconnect initially with my Ramatra, because my Venture and I got onto the angle, and my Ram was just a little bit late, so. Ooh. I just had a point where I wasn't getting very much value. That's right, the Ramatra was just in our backline. And yeah, honestly, that little bit of gap in value that I had where I wasn't doing very much makes this a little bit messier, because, like, again, we see so many of them are so weak. Somebody definitely could have died a little bit earlier going into this fight here. If I had just been doing a little bit more. This is where my Ramatra, I remember she was calming, that like everyone really was like, okay, the Ramatra was really, really weak. And I remember right after she died, she calmed Worth, but then my Venture kind of ended my team just had to like back out here, and my BAP wasn't quite able to get out in time. So an important reminder that surviving is really, really important. And that trades aren't always necessarily the most valuable thing. You know, even getting a good resource trade and living can oftentimes be better than getting a trade, getting a pick and then dying yourself. So let's see, my what and my where, or my where and when looks fine, but I look a little confused on what. My options here, because, you know, range, right, just sticking to that principle of range, or I could be playing with my Ramatra, maybe not quite on top of them, but like here or here, or I could be going with my Venture and going for the flank here, and could be looking to deepen my angle and shoot backline. Either one is fine. Don't really need to overthink it very much. Let's see. And looks like I opt for going with my Venture. This is fine, right? Because either way, this ends up making space for my team, right? Like, we saw the Ramatra was putting attention into shooting me, right? That meant that, like, even though I wasn't here to speed my Ramatra, I ended up making space, right? Because you see how much they had to back up and respect the fact that they could get shot on the side from my Venture and I. So honestly, again, this is why angles are so strong and so important, is because they inadvertently make space for your team just by selfishly taking an angle, right? So I don't need to speed at my team if they just have to back off anyways. And this is really good. Excellent boop. In fact, the reason that I amped is I believe that I was scared of just getting punished by the Cass. What's happening? Hold on. So yeah, I amped because I was scared of getting punished by the Cass, but like that boop was so big, right? Like, you really have to respect Cass a lot as Lucio, and I did, but however, my boop was so large, and I don't think I quite realized it. I paid him a little bit too much respect. Like, he hadn't quite earned my amp. However, looks like everything else, I mean, this is all fine. Looks like I'm just playing for beat. Nice. I beat. This is good. Oh, I messed up my mechanics a little bit. I needed to get around the wall. I need to like stick to the wall and then get around here and like break LOS from the Ramatra if they chase me this way, and then essentially play my life a little bit better. However, honestly, really relatively good value for me this fight. Let's see. Nice, my team wins. Sick. All right, and they go Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball into Lucio. It's definitely a skill matchup. You can totally deny him so much value, but if you get slammed, you can just kind of die, because Lucio gets booped a lot more than other characters. Unfortunate, but that's not what I'm talking about with denying the Wrecking Ball. Right now I'm speeding my Ram Venture ult onto the enemy backline. Great stuff. Deny the health back from the Wrecking Ball. I think I did anyways. Speed amp. Let's kill the Wrecking Ball here. Come on. Come on, we got it. Oh, look to kill this Metro here. She's weaker. Sick. Awesome. Amazing. Nice. Great job, me. Super proud of you. Alright. Let's see. It comes to what, where, when. Alright, looking to control an off angle with my Venture. Alright, what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, when I'm doing it, all good. Right, I don't want them, because if I'm not, again, if we are not here contesting them, me and my Venture, then the Cassidy, he's going to walk here, then he's going to walk here, and he's going to blow somebody's head off, right? So it's really important that whenever they're looking to take angles, we just deny that. I believe the way I'm positioning, it looks like I'm anticipating a push from them. So I'm guessing I was anticipating a Kitsune, so I was just hanging back and saying, all right, we could just speed amp this out, which makes sense. However, they didn't quite have Kitsune yet, so I think honestly going back on this with the power of hindsight, I could have improved my positioning by playing a little bit more like here, right? This would have supported my Sojourn angle, as well as once they walk in here, this would have given me a great off angle to just like sit and shoot their backline, as well as I still would have been able to support my team with my amp, with the perk that I had, which was the increased amp size, or like 50% increased aura radius during amp. So, yeah, if I had been, like, here, right, I could have shot their backline. I could have looked to, like, boop them in. Oh, this would have been a great position. Yeah. Oh, this would have been so good. But instead, I went from here, which wasn't quite as good. But honestly, it wasn't super bad considering the play that I was going for and what I was playing around. My information just could have been a little bit better. But anyways, yeah, there we go. There is the VOD review portion of the video. Sticking to those fundamental principles of what, where, and when. Overall, the goals I'd set for myself on Lucio are to work on picking my targets in the chaos. It's difficult, but if I could have locked in and gotten some more trades during those chaotic ult fights, we could have won the first round. Overall, I don't have too much to say because I am a relatively high-ranked player, so I didn't make too many mistakes as far as the fundamentals go. If you'd like a more in-depth review of your own gameplay, feel free to message me for coaching. My Discord name is in the bio and will be shown on screen. Thank you so much for watching my How to Become a Grandmaster Lucio guide. If you enjoyed and would like to see more content, feel free to like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions on how I could improve the quality of my videos, please let me know.